Conference and Training Center, Eldoret, under the theme Strengthening Governance, Accountability, and Trust. Present in the forum were delegates from member churches in Turkana, West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu, and Nandi counties. They were inspired by the scripture recorded in Hebrews 12:14. Make every effort to live in peace with all men and to be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. Appreciating the centrality of peace within and between communities, and having learned from our past, where our region has experienced conflict, violence in the past, we share this pastoral message with the nation. 1. Genuinely eradicate corruption. It is a very sad reality that the counties in our region are experiencing increasing corruption characterized by misuse of public resources, weak accountability systems, and declining public trust in institutions. We note that corruption is a key driver of poverty, unemployment, and poor service delivery. This depravity is not sustained if depravity is not contained, and urgently action is required. We call for multi-stakeholder consultations to strengthen anti-corruption capacities of Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, to give them powers to take meaningful action against suspects. We especially recommend that persons convicted by court for corruption will be barred from contesting in elections, even in cases where appeals are pending. Further, we call upon like-minded organizations to support the efforts to train and empower communities to demand accountability from leaders and public institutions.
The second item is improved disasters preparedness. We in this forum are heartbroken that over the last 20 years, our counties have experienced devastating floods and landslides that have killed dozens of people. Families get displaced every rain season. For how long will the people cry for a lasting solution? We call upon the North Rift Economic Bloc NOREP to convene an inter-county consultations so that there is a coordinated action across all the counties to remedy this persistent challenge. Among the actions that should be considered, we recommend the following. 1, that families living on escapements be relocated to safer areas. 2, that intensive tree-growing exercises be undertaken in the affected areas towards which the county government needs to allocate adequate funds for seedlings. 3, that all county governments in this region ban charcoal burning immediately to preserve the remaining trees. On their part, we appeal to the residents in our counties to embrace agroforestry practices by planting and growing trees on their farms. Number 3, prepare early for 2027 elections. Every 5 years, our nation gets shaken by the general elections. This shakeup always occurs due to weak democratic participation and low adherence to the law. The persistent accusations of electoral malpractices result into voter apathy and disrefreshment. Recognizing that the elections are still 14 months away, we are concerned that politicians at all levels are neglecting service delivery and focusing on campaigns. We recommend that media actions are taken to safeguard the well-being and the future of our nation, which include 1, political parties, and the Office of Registrar of Political Parties should work with the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to ensure that all candidates are vetted to ensure only persons of integrity stand a chance to be voted for. 2, that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, firm and punitive action against any candidates or political parties that engage in malpractices such as vote buying, authentical mobilization practices, and violence against opponents.
Number 3 the security agencies Number three, I am moderator trustees on work. 3 is security agencies and director of public prosecutions should ensure that any person who engages in hooliganism by organizing youths to do violence is investigated and prosecuted. 4, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCCK, must take punitive and visible action against all persons engaged in hate speech and incitement. In this regard, we call upon the National Assembly to speedily amend the law so that the definition of hate speech is expanded to cover the incitement we are witnessing today. We continue to encourage the youth and all other persons to visit the IEBC offices and register as voters so as to participate in the democratic processes. Number 4, improve service delivery and infrastructure. Once again, the onset of rains has exposed the poor state of roads, physical infrastructure in our counties. The road network is pathetic. Residents do not have access to clean water. Delivery of services to the public is poor, and there is an equal distribution of development resources within the counties. We challenge the county governments to prioritize public-focused service delivery, with the priority being put on opening up all areas with all-weather roads, further access to sustainable sources of water should be prioritized at the inter-county level to effectively address the persistent inter-community conflicts. Further, we appeal to NORAD to facilitate the member counties to develop and implement a youth empowerment and engagement blueprint for sustainable livelihood options. Number 5, address insecurity in North Rift region. Despite decades of peace work and the periodic government interventions, the Kerio Valley ecosystem continues to be plagued by persistent insecurity. Across the counties, markings and other forms of insecurity are increasing. Being inspired by the word recorded in Romans 12:18, which tells us, if it is possible, so far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. We call for meaningful and community-oriented measures to address this insecurity. On the Ministry of Interior, the National Administration should use its instruments to track down persons and systems that drive insecurity and deal with them according to the law.
Number 5, non-governmental organizations and other stakeholders should continue to promote peace in the affected areas by undertaking intra- and inter-community reconciliation initiatives, sensitizing the youth so that they are not misused by leaders. On our part, we commit to continue using our pulpits to preach peaceful coexistence to all communities. Point number 6, keep politics off the pulpit. In view of the intensifying political activity, we appeal to our fellow clergy to adhere to the guidelines that were issued by the Executive Committee of the NCCK on ministering to politicians. The guidelines state that, number 1, all politicians who attend worship services are to be treated the same as all other worshippers. Point number 2, all monetary and material contributions should be treated as offerings and should not be announced or given with fanfare. Point number 3, politicians should not be allowed to address congregants inside the church and should instead speak to people outside the church building after the service. And finally, church leaders will remain objective and non-partisan and will avoid endorsing or opposing any political leader or party. In conclusion, we do recall that joy and peace in life are the products of people living in and clothing themselves with love, for love is the glue that binds us all together. Let us always remember the benefits of love that are recorded in 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 to 6. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Let us all embrace love, and we will truly live at peace with each other. May God bless us all now and at all times.
And that marks the end of our speech.
It is signed on this 8th day of May 2026 at RCEA Conference and Training Center, Eldoret, by our chair, Bishop Dr. Emmanuel Chemengich, NCCK North Rift Region. Be blessed.
Chair, please give highlights in Kiswahili. utupatie kwa muhtasari yale ambayo mmesema kwa lugha ya Kiswahili.
Mimi ni Mchungaji Samson Akoro, mwenyekiti mdogo wa NCCK Rift Valley, North Rift. Leo tumekutana hapa Reformed Church of East Africa Conference wa mkutano wa NCCK ambayo inajumulisha makanisa yote ya North Rift, na timu yetu ama mambo ambaye tungependa kuambia Kenya na watu ya Kenya kwa jumla ya kwamba tutafute amani kila wakati, na kwamba mambo ya tuliongea, mambo ya uongozi na mambo ya kunena ama kufanya kitu kwa wazi na uaminifu. Wale makanisa ambayo tumekutana hapa kutoka Turkana, kule West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu na Nandi, tukizungumza juu ya corruption ambaye ni ugonjwa kubwa, ufisadi ambayo imekuwa kubwa sana katika counties yetu 6 na counties zingine, ya kwamba mali yetu inatumika kwa njia mbaya, huduma haifikii watu vile inahitajika kulingana na katiba yetu, na hiyo imeleta umaskini katika nchi yetu, ukosefu ya kazi, na vile mambo inataka, na kule watu wameumia kule mashinani. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji wale ambao wanahusika na mambo ya kuinvestigate mambo ya watu ambao wanainvestigate mambo ya corruption, hasa EACC, wafanye juhudi ili wale wote ambao wamepokonya haki ya wananchi wetu, ambao wamemaliza pesa zetu kwa makaunti na kwa maidara yote ya serikali, wote washikwe, wawekwe kwa kotini, na wale ambao wanasimama, na kama kuna corruption case ambaye bado inahitaji kuamuliwa baadaye, asisimame mpaka mambo yake yaamuliwe kotini. Na mwingine mambo ingine ni kwamba wakati wa mvua, kila wakati watu wetu wanaumia. Unasikia mambo ya Marakwet, watu wanakufa kwa sababu ya landslide, na tunauliza serikali yetu ya kwamba watu kama hawa wahamishwe kwa areas ambao wanaweza kuwa safe katika mahali pale ama mahali popote kwa Kenya, ili wawe safe. I think tumepoteza maisha ya watu juu ya landslide wakati wa mvua. Hata sasa wakati wa msimu ya mvua, tunaomba kwamba ile kitu hiyo itendeke, na serikali wawe makini kwa kusaidia watu wawe safe. Mambo ya insecurity, ningesema kwa niaba ya watu ya North, ya kwamba serikali wamejaribu kule Turkana na West Pokot na Elgeyo Marakwet mambo ya amani, na bunduki imetolewa na serikali, na bado tunahimiza NCCK, bado tunahimiza kwamba wale ambao wako na bunduki haramu wapokonywe na wapeleke kwa serikali ili amani iweze kupatikana pale. Na pia mambo ya elections ambaye iko mbele yetu ya 2027, tungependa watu wafanye election kwa njia ya amani, kwa sababu kila wakati baada ya miaka 5 kuna mzozo, kuna shida. Lakini wakati huu tunaomba serikali pamoja na wale wahusika wote walete amani, ili wawape nafasi wananchi wa Kenya wachague wale watu ambao wanapenda, sio kulazimisha. Kwa sababu politics imetuletea shida. Watu ya wale wana register parties wafanye kazi pamoja na Electoral Commission, tuone kwamba kila kitu imefanya kwa njia ya amani. Kuhusu politics na kanisa, tunahimiza kama NCCK kwamba wachungaji, tafadhali, watu wakija ambao wanatafuta kura, patia hao nafasi nje ya kanisa. Maliza ibada wa kanisa, na mtu akitaka kuongea na washirika wako, patia hao nafasi wasumuze nje ya kanisa. Alafu akitaka kutoa ushuhuda, atoe tu ushuhuda peke yake, sio kuongea mambo ya politics. Sadaka akitoa atoe kama kawaida. Ukileta milioni 2 unasema mimi kama fulani nimetoa milioni 2 sadaka. Hiyo si sadaka, kwa sababu Biblia inasema sadaka inatolewa hata Mungu peke yake ndio anajua, hata shetani hajui. Mungu ndiye anajua. Kwa sababu hata mkono yangu ya haizijue. Wewe weka tu huko, tutajua ya kwamba kina fulani walikuwa hapa ama pengine hawa ndio. Lakini kwa announce, don't announce. We will call you for Harambee, fine. We announce kutoka huko. Lakini sadaka do not announce. Hata bishops, hata pope hawezi ku announce. Wanaweka yake tu. Yeye na Mungu wake ndio wanajua. Sawa sawa. Asante sana.
Kwa sheria na vya wachungaji waachane, wasibiane kwa
tuta request moderator Songok upeane highlights kwa Kikariji tafadhali.
Iko media house hapa Kalenjin.
Yes.
Yoi.
In wagiti kityo. In wagiti ngalingen ko idin.
Oh, okay. In between Taba Mutagrani, and therefore moderator trustee by NCCK, moderator Geoffrey Songok. Kagitu yenu kongeta muti agrani, sigengalale ngaleg ibon not review NCCK. Ngalek ngalale ko ngalek chemiye met. Ngalek chetokyingei tuguk chechang. Netai ko ngalale kele ngalekab sumbulet. Tukyo ikoitoi kimeche kasit ko kakile kingonutyo. Ko kakile en tait ab Mungu ak tait ab biikab Mungu. Ko melen kasino maboisie noto nekararan. Kakile as not 50 matkayai tuguk cheu chon. Nerube notok ko kakimwochi commission nebo EACC netokyingei bitet, yani maadili, kele ngo subik cheu chotok ak ngomi ngonyoru manda age tugul kiibokyi bichotok ak keibchi kerkong'et neo. Kokimwa kora mi ng'alek chekelen eng Kiingereza disaster preparedness, kele meche kochopkei biik, kechopkei eng ole kibitei singwa kiy nemakararan kemuchi ketoret ak kekonu kalyet eng lekayak eng yotok eng kit nekang'et kou ng'alek chu kose kele landslide anan ko biik chu nyone chito nebo bolotet ak lagok chekakosungul ak kokoi chepkondok kole ngang'alal kityo ngomeche kokerakong chi wai kasing'wong ako kakerokchi chepkondok kakile chotok makiboibochi amakimeche kotestai, kemeche keibchi hatua neo anan ko kerkong'et neo. Kokakimwa kora ng'alek cheyoe biik campaign kotom koit kesom kurainik, kokile masikyin akoi tun kokonech IEBC kole kasarta nito neisomchinigei chito ng'echeret ngokemeche, lakini chekitou sahi kokakiyai emet kosakwan simakwai kiy age, kilen kityo nyone orani kole lagok ameche vijana GNC kole lelen GNC kale ngetebi kuni makitinye kasit kokakitebi ing nokile eng Kiingereza slow puncture, kole makaike keme agenge koba anyun kotach chepkondok. Kokakimwa kora kele kimeche ketoretech kechopwech oratinwek, yekimeche kesoru kiy komeche lekebunei, kiyach oratinwek ing maswek chekibunu maswek chechang ng'ete ni kabun Turkana the 6 counties komakororon oratinwek chok. Kemwochin akot nekile NOREP nemitei yu nekile North Rift Economic Forum keleini kokasu ako kotoret. Akemwa kora ng'alekab kalyet nemami eng North Rift ako kewekchi kongoi serikali eng bundukisiek chekikoibe biik chekobore biik haramu eng komostab North Rift. Nebo mwisho anyun kakimwa kele ngobwa biik chebo bolotet kanisa kemeche kobwa kou washiriki alak tugul chebo kanisa, makimeche kobwa akosunguli chepkondok chekokesole makisole Mungu. Kele nekite pastainik tisik tugul koutye ng'alek chekibwonei kole sakoni nafas ako kakakesungulchi bahashait. Bahashait nang ko bahashait nebo ng'ui. Kele inomete kong'ete ngumaimwak sataka omete kasit. Kara techoto chekakimwa eng ra.
Thank you.
Let's appreciate our clergy. Thank you so much for that moment of press briefing. Nataka kuwashukuru kwa sababu mmechukua kipaumbele. Ni ngumu sana kutranslate Kiingereza. Tunashukuru na naomba tuweze kufika hapo ili tuelekee kwa chakula cha mchana ambayo tutaweza kushukuru Mungu kwa viongozi